Hey, I'm Danielle, and in this video, I am transitioning jobs. If you are in a position where either you're about to leave your job, or you want to leave your job, or you're just thinking about leaving your job, or maybe you just left your job and you're feeling a little emotional, wherever you are in that process, the reason that I made this video is because people don't usually share the behind the scenes of this stuff. Like, if you're talking to a friend or you're, maybe even watching a career related video, it's like someone's like, oh, and then I just got a new job. And you're like, wait, like, what did you do? How did you get it? How did you feel when you were leaving? What was it like when you put in your notice and all this stuff? And I actually captured that full process. So yes, there's a part 1 where I decide to leave my job and a part 2 where I actually put in my notice, and here's part 3. So if you haven't seen those other parts, definitely cue them up next, but for now, let's just do a little recap. Here's what's happened so far. I recently made a big career decision to leave my job. So I might have sent a text to my previous boss yesterday about maybe doing it full time. I've been meeting with her weekly for like a month, I guess it's been, and just kind of talking through what it would look like if I were to work for her again. This work that I did for her, I absolutely loved. In 6 weeks, I will be officially switching jobs. I'm like kind of sad and kind of nervous about it. Even though I know I'm making the right decision, it's still really sad right now, and I still have resistance to actually doing it. I really missed working with students. It just gives me this inner drive that I don't feel the same sense of with other things that I've done. I had a meeting with the CEO of my current company. We were gonna revisit roles and salary. They offered me a lot more money than I thought they would. In this new role, I'm gonna be working with high school students in a private program, and we're gonna do a launch in January. And so how many students I'll be working with, and I do get paid by student, is still to be determined. That's sort of the gamble that I'm working with. I've decided to take my career in a different direction. My last day is gonna be Friday, January 21st.
I'm gonna keep on a very strong pace. It's very exciting for you.
Thanks, I'm gonna miss you guys a lot. I just feel at peace right now. I made the right decision. I am doing this to go in the direction that really clicks with who I am and what I wanna be doing. So that's what's happened so far. Let's dive in. I feel like an idiot right now. I really feel like an idiot right now. I don't know what the heck is going on, but I have just a little over a week left at my job, and I'm regretting every decision I've ever made. I'm just really questioning this right now, and I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm afraid of the uncertainty that's coming with making this transition. I just keep thinking about the fact that I'm turning down a significant raise in bonus for a job that has $0 confirmed until a webinar that we're doing this Sunday. And I just feel like I didn't make the right decision. I don't even know, what am I doing? What am I doing? And I'm also missing my team and my job already. Even putting together the training for this other person, I was like, I want to do this. I don't want to give this to somebody else. Most of it. I knew it was going to be bittersweet. It wasn't an easy, hate my job, hate my team, moving on, peace out. It was never that, but oh geez. What am I doing? I also know that I'm the type of person who always wants to do everything, and I can understand that there's parts of my current job that I want to keep doing or enjoy and would be willing to continue to do, and then there's parts of the new job that I also would want to do, and it's a completely different industry and type of work. So maybe that's part of my problem, but honestly, I feel I just need to journal this out or something, because I can't tell if this is genuinely just the regret of making the wrong decision, even though there is no right and wrong decision, or if my mind's just playing tricks on me, or if I'm just really bumping up against the battle of how uncomfortable uncertainty is, and that this is truly a leap of faith, and I'm struggling to give up this very certain, very defined path for something that has a lot of unknowns to it. Everything from how much money I'm gonna make to what my day-to-day is gonna look like, to what I'm gonna be doing a year from now and what that day-to-day is gonna look like. So, oh boy, I just need to figure this out. I feel really weird right now. What am I doing? Let's hope that I can journal and feel a little bit better in like 10 minutes. Oh, and by the way, I am on my lunch break right now, so I need to get back at it soon, but I need to sort out what's going on here because my mind is a mess right now. Okay, well, after 10 minutes of journaling, I do feel a little bit better. Basically, what I uncovered is the 2 reasons that I'm frustrated right now, the things about this transition that are not going my way, so to speak. And I kind of came back to the truth of what I know. One is everything happens for a reason. Some people hate that phrase, some people love it, but basically, if this were to happen any other way, I might have chosen something different, and there's some sort of, I think, divine meaning to the direction that I'm going, and hopefully it is truly meant to work out for the best. Like basically, if this is what it takes for me to leave and take that next step into maybe a more uncertain situation, whereas if circumstances were a little bit different or the timing was a little bit different, I would have stayed and missed some sort of opportunity that's coming in the future or whatever, like the butterfly effect of it all. If this is the way that it's meant to work out, then this is the way that it's meant to work out. And another piece of this is that I think I'm still learning how to work well with uncertainty, aren't we all? And so if the path that I'm in feels more certain and familiar, and that's what I'm used to, and then all of a sudden I'm like taking this leap of faith and being like, what the heck am I doing? That's probably a pretty natural response, which is what I'm feeling right now. And then the last piece that I'm remembering, coming back to, I tend to have the same epiphanies over and over again, so I'm trying to remember this one, which is that it's not just what path I choose, especially A versus B, it's really how I show up to each of those scenarios. So even if I'm feeling a little bit weird moving forward in this uncertain direction, it's really not just about the fact that I chose that direction, but like, what am I gonna do now? How am I gonna show up to that scenario? What kind of decisions am I gonna make as I'm heading down this new path? That's really going to influence the situation and my future so much more than just choosing A or B. So I do think that journaling helped me to sort out my thoughts. I'm obviously still feeling a little bit conflicted, a little bit confused, but that's what happens when you try to make a big change. So here we are. Do I look tired? It's because I am. So I am feeling emotionally better than the other day, even though it is still very nerve-wracking to make this jump. Next week is my last week at my current job, so we're in the thick of it. But the clips that you saw of me, you know, questioning every decision I've ever made, I did end up talking to my friend Sarah later that day. She's like my accountability buddy. I think I've mentioned her several times before, and a few things came up in that conversation. You know, I haven't considered the possibility that things might work out. Like, I've just been thinking about like everything that can go wrong, you know, negativity bias, and all of a sudden I was just like, you know what, like things might actually be okay, and I have to like consider that option as well. Not like constantly asking what might go wrong, but like what might go right. Because I thought about that obviously when I considered this decision in the first place, and that just seemed to all go out the door as we're getting closer to the transition. So it was like, you know what, things actually might go right too, and I need to remember that. But jokes aside, I think just at this point I'm like just pretty burnt out. I've been doing this training on nights and weekends while working my day job, getting there at 8 every day, and it's just a lot. And the training is really like active. What it is I'm getting trained in this style of workshop where I'm going to be working with high school students, helping them to like innovate for different businesses and proposing solutions through this whole creativity process. So the fact that I've been in this training all last weekend, like all day Saturday and Sunday, nights getting home from work this past week, and then this weekend we've been going too. like it's been a lot. And then tonight I have the webinar for my new job, basically to bring in new students. So it's kind of like just pressure's on and I am like burnt to a crisp right now. I'm just saying today's a big day. We've got the training where we're actually pitching our solution to the business. So that's gonna be a big exciting deal. And then the webinar tonight. And also, so it never snows where I am. And today we have a little bit of a weather warning going on. There's snow here right now, a little bit of it, but also there's gonna be 40-mile-per-hour winds and icy rain. And I am just praying that I do not lose power during either of these big presentations today. So this is what we're working with right now. It might not look bad, but when those winds come through, I'm a little concerned. So just cross your fingers for me. Thanks. So right now I need to go ahead and plan what I'm gonna say in this webinar for my new job tonight, and then we'll roll into that pitch day for the training, and then we'll do the webinar, and then I'm probably gonna crash tonight, but luckily I do get the day off for MLK Day tomorrow, so we'll be good. We'll be good.
You need a quick overview here.
And today we have a chance to hear from two teams as they present their solutions. I'm really excited to hear from the two groups. I've been really impressed. We're very excited to hear what the solutions are. We plan to actually implement them as soon as we can.
All right. Hello, I am Danielle, and we have Cassie, Melissa, and Tanya on my team as well. We started by really digging into the problem scope you provided to us. So your organization wanted to set speaking engagement goals for all 85 employees, but wasn't sure how to structure and support the employees in this endeavor. When we had our Q&A calls with you, Natalie, here are a few things that we heard that caught our attention. It's about telling our story, and our employees like using their creativity. These statements really guided our process. We saw that we needed to find a way for employees to get clarity, take ownership, and tell their story.
Good news is my presentation went well. The terrifying thing was that my power went off 3 minutes before we were about to present. Came back on, luckily got back on the call, and it all worked out, but it was definitely, had my heart racing. Let's just hope that my power holds up for tonight on the webinar. The strategy for getting into a top school and translating that into a strong career has completely shifted. And actually discover the ways that their skills can make an impact on the world around them. That's what's really gonna make the difference in the short term with admissions and in the long term in their career. Using creativity to solve complex problems is the most important capability that cannot be replaced by technology. Okay, so I meant to update you after the webinar last night, but I honestly collapsed on my couch and was dead tired with a headache. So yesterday was a long day, needless to say, but I did want to give you a quick update. So the webinar itself went well, I would say. It was a little bit nerve-wracking because I was asking my new boss some questions and about the basics of logging on and where in the presentation I was jumping in and stuff like that. And she was having some issues last minute, technology and stuff. With my salary relying on this thing that was having some issues, and having this upcoming week be my last week at my secure job, had the heart racing a little bit, and I was trying to just be like, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna do more webinars anyways. It's just a little test run. So, yeah, I've apparently chosen the path of chaos, but I'm just telling myself it's gonna work out. There's things that I can do, and we're just gonna see how this goes. It's not life or death, at least. So yeah, it is MLK Day today, so I have the day off, kind of. There's work stuff that I'm doing anyways, which is not very smart because I literally have a 3-week span where this is my only day off, and I just have a lot to do. But I'll probably just crash in a week and sleep 12 hours straight when I have a day free for the first time next Saturday. It's been wild. I'm pretty burnt out, to be honest, but after this my schedule will open up a little bit, so I'll have some more flexibility and free time, and it'll be worth it. But I just can't wait for a little bit of financial stability, let's cross our fingers, and a little bit more flexibility in my schedule, because this past week has honestly been pretty tricky, and I'm hoping it's just uphill from here. What a day. What a day. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I had a little moment in my car earlier. There are some things that are happening that are making this transition a little less certain. And I don't know that many people that love uncertainty. I definitely am working on my relationship with uncertainty, but it's still really challenging. So you're like, what the heck am I talking about right now? Basically, the money that I will make in my new job is dependent on the signups from the webinar. And there are a few things completely out of my control that led to basically no signups so far for this webinar, meaning I still have no clients in my new job. And there's going to be another webinar in a couple weeks, but I just am in a really weird position right now with this being my last week at my old job. So I was saying there is quite a possibility that things will actually work out, and I need to remember that. But I also had a little moment today because things are not certain and I don't know what's going to happen. So let me have a little vulnerable moment. We all have some trust issues, right? Like, we all have our own little trust issues, and I'm bumping up against like my trust issues with life right now. When things don't go as smoothly as you expect, when they don't turn out how you envision, it's like, wait a second, what's happening? But there are no guarantees in life, and I just really want to trust life and that I'm making the right decision and that things are going to work out. So that's why I shed a couple tears earlier today, and I talked to a couple people and I feel a little bit better, but I obviously still have my doubts and just want to make the right decision. So I am probably going to stay like maybe 3 extra days at my old job to like help train and stuff, and that's for a lot of reasons outside of this fact. Like, staying at my old job for 3 more days isn't going to really do anything for the certainty of my life and my career going forward. But yeah, just my new job is kind of in a holding pattern, and I'm sort of unclear about how much I can or should do to change that. Sorry for the negative Nancy vibe, but hopefully I'll have better news for you soon. Wait a second. How did this happen? Oh my god. Yes. And that honestly blows my mind. Like, I was like smiling to both ears when I realized this. Okay, what a good week. We dancing.